Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Backlot Breaking News. This is a new segment that we're trying out here on Backlot 605. As you may have saw yesterday on our YouTube and Facebook. Hey, the box office gets its own show. Guess what? So does breaking news. We're going to be dropping these whenever news breaks. And hey, we got some breaking news to talk about. I'm Casey. I'm joined today with Sam, the Tasman Lens.
What's up?
What's up, Sam?
It started off my Tuesday morning great. There's a new Scream trailer. There's a poster. There's now a trailer.
There is. But first, we're not getting to that first, Sam.
No.
I'm sorry.
We're
First
getting
up,
done with other stuff first.
we're getting some news that we got over the weekend that I just wanted to put with something else because I think it's not enough news to be talked about by itself. But the first piece of news that we do have here to talk about today is our first look at Timothée Chalamet as Mr. Willy Wonka. So there you see him there. Sam, I want to get your first impressions because I know you were very lukewarm on this behind the scenes picture that was released here. What are your thoughts overall on the remake of Willy Wonka coming out?
I'm one of the few that actually does like Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and obviously I love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder. To me, that's like the end all be all of what Willy Wonka should be. Gene Wilder perfected that. No one's ever going to improve upon that. And I like Timothée Chalamet, but he's in everything these days, it seems like. And I'm kind of ready for new actors to play him. But I will admit, like, this looks good. This looks like Wonka. This even has like the Wonka vibe of the Roald Dahl, like the illustrations in the Roald Dahl book. So I mean, he looks the part. It's fine. There's not a lot about this movie that has me like, oh yeah, I really need to see Wonka. You know what I mean? And even this picture isn't really like as good as it looks, it's not really doing much for me, you know?
I would be more excited if we never got the Johnny Depp Tim Burton one because I think we
Yeah.
are still too close to that one where I think that is a horrible movie and it is one of the worst Tim Burton movies ever made. I do not care for that movie, but and that's mostly because I love the Gene Wilder movie where it's one of my
Yes.
favorite movies of all time. So seeing this image at least gives me hope that they're going to capture some of that magic and try to do something very different. I'm hoping they do something new, interesting with Willy Wonka. I think these Roald Dahl books could use an update for some of them. Unlike The Witches from last year or 2 years ago, that
Yeah.
did not need to happen. But I think there's stuff you can do with Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he looks great. Overall, looking at the overall look of him, you can kind of get what vibe they're going for, what era this is going to be set in. And I think Timothée Chalamet is just one of the best young actors working today, period. He's, again,
Yeah.
we joke about Tom Holland being in everything. I could do without Tom Holland being in everything. I want Timothée Chalamet in everything.
Yeah. At least when Timothée Chalamet is in everything, he typically brings his A game and is a lot of fun. Whereas like I just don't always feel that way with Tom Holland. Sometimes it's just like I don't know. There's just something about him that just falls flat for me. Whereas Timothée Chalamet really does do excellent work in everything he's in. It's just this movie in particular isn't the concept just
Mhm.
isn't one that I'm really all that interested in, you know.
So let's get to a concept that both of us are very much interested in. This is Five Cream, aka Scream Five, as it is called, or not even called Scream Five. It's just called Scream, which I don't love. I want to start there. I don't love just calling it just Scream.
Yeah.
You could
I
call it
could do without
just
that
Scream, but
whole yeah, the
yeah,
Halloween thing, the Scream thing. Isn't there another one that just came out that's going to be the same? And it's like if it's a remake, that's one thing. A sequel, which this
yeah.
clearly is like it's confusing. You could even call it like Scream Reborn or like, you know,
Mhm. Or
Scream Again,
just
you
keep
know,
with
or
just
just
keep with
keep
the titles.
five.
Five, yeah.
Yeah. Like if you want it to be a soft reboot, that's fine, but like don't I don't know. It's just confusing.
Hmm.
It's confusing, and it's so weird because you're gonna look at your Blu-ray shelf. It's gonna be, oh, there's Scream, there's Scream 2, there's Scream 3, there's Scream 4, there's Scream. Wait, what? Like
Hmm.
I just
But
yeah,
let's talk about this poster, because this poster was released over the weekend, and then we got the trailer. We'll jump into the trailer right after this. I did not watch it. I want to stay spoiler free. Besides the spoilers I put in my own head, which I have theories. But the poster, I think the poster looks really great. It keeps in the theme of the rest of the
yeah,
Scream posters. And the tagline has me very intrigued. Who could be under the mask?
yeah. I dig the tagline. I think the tagline is maybe one of the things that got me the most excited. Like, this poster looks awesome, but it's just Ghostface. Like, we've
Hmm.
seen Ghostface before. It's cool to see him back, or she, whoever Ghostface is. Who knows? But yeah, I dig this a lot more than the floating heads that Scream typically has. Like, I don't mind the floating heads, but like
Hmm.
this to me gets me more excited for a Scream movie than like another poster with like, hey, look at all the teens that we have in this movie, because we've seen that before. We've done that.
We got room for floating heads if they want to do that. There on the left hand side of this poster. I'm kind of
Yeah,
hoping for a variant poster where it's
and I'm
the
sure there
floating
will
heads on the
be.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna keep with the aesthetic, and they're gonna, I have a feeling this is just gonna be a teaser poster. The major poster will probably be coming
Yeah.
later, maybe with a second trailer or something like that.
So speaking of trailers, though, today, just this morning, they dropped the first official look at Scream with a. How long was the trailer? I haven't even pulled it up. I don't
It's
even dare pull it up.
just over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and
Okay,
2 seconds.
so a
It
full trailer for the movie.
it's much better than the Halloween Kills marketing has been. It doesn't spoil a whole lot. It does take you through what I would presume to be the opening sequence. Um, but it also edits out enough to where it's like, oh, how does this all flow together? Um, there's plenty of epic fucking shots of Ghost. I'm sorry, shots of Ghostface. Um, we've got yeah. There's one shot in particular that's just Ghostface shadow on a building with his arms outstretched and a knife in his hand. That's just like, oh my god, we're going for a very dark movie here. Like, there's no humor in this trailer. It is very much a Ghostface is back, and he's gonna mess some people up. And you don't really see a lot of the carnage, but there's glimpses of it. This movie's gonna be incredible. If this trailer is any indication. Um, and it's so good to see Neve Campbell back as Sydney Prescott. She has one line in the trailer. It was not a spoiler, I promise. Where
Is it Neve or Nev? I can
Nev,
never get
maybe
it
it's
right.
Nev. I have
I
no
don't know.
idea.
I've heard it both ways. Someone
Me
correct us on
too.
the internet.
Yes, please let us know what the correct pronunciation is, so I don't sound like the worst Scream fan ever. Um, there's a scene where she answers her phone, and it's her getting called back to Woodsboro, right? It's happening again. Do you have a gun? And her response is, I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun. And it's just like, that line gave me chills. Like, we're seeing a very much like a Sydney who's ready to freaking go to battle with the past, and even maybe more so than in Scream 4. Like, I know, like, I don't know. I know we've done the whole, oh, she's coming back to Woodsboro again in 4, but this feels different. This very much feels different. Like, where our characters are, it doesn't quite give you a whole lot of context in the trailer, but
Like
our
we
main
might.
trio has seen some serious crap in between Scream 4 and now. Like, it's
Does it
yeah.
feel like we might not get Neve Campbell? I think it's Nev. Until like halfway through the movie? Is that kind of how this feels, or like some serious stuff has gone down? Now we have to call Nev
I
Campbell because she's dealt with this. We got to call Sydney Prescott because she's done this 4 times over.
what I took from it was definitely more early on in the movie. I do think that she's going to have a pretty substantial role in this. She's in a lot of the trailer. there's also a lot of intense reaction shots from characters, which makes it very much like, oh God, what are they seeing? Who is on the other end of the knife in this movie type of thing? And it's very, I don't know. I'm just this trailer got me way more excited than I thought it was going to, because I love Scream, but I was very skeptical having a Scream that wasn't helmed by Wes Craven, and especially one that wasn't even written by Kevin Williamson. Like, I enjoyed the first 2 seasons of the Scream series on MTV for what it was, but it wasn't the same. And I was kind of just ready to go into this movie with that kind of like low expectation. Like, this will probably be like the series. I'm going to like it. It's not going to be quite what I want from Scream. And after this trailer, I think this is going to be exactly what Scream fans have been hoping for in a new Scream. I can't wait for this movie. January can't come soon enough. I'd say I'm more excited for this than Halloween Kills, which comes out literally later this week.
Mhm.
And Halloween is my favorite movie of all time. But this new Scream trailer has me friggin' hooked, man. Like, I'm on board.
Yeah, I'm excited to eventually watch this movie. Scream is just one of those franchises I just want to stay clear of anything that would be related to any spoilers. I don't care if I don't know the characters yet. I will by the time this movie comes out. So yeah, that's awesome to hear that it has more of a horror vibe than a comedy vibe. But I think there's going to be comedy sprinkled throughout.
For sure.
I mean, the Radio Silence team is very, very, very good at that, especially with like Ready or Not. From a few years ago, having that perfect balance really in that movie.
Yeah. And I think it was smart of them to not give away the humor in this trailer, to show audiences, like, we get it, Scream is horror comedy, but it's horror first, comedy second. And we made sure we did that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always felt that way with Scream. Like, yes, it is funny, but it's first and foremost a tense, brutal slasher. And I think that's what we're going to get. And I'm really stoked. Also, whatever Kyle Gallner's doing, like, he looks like he's straight from the 70s in this trailer. He's got like a mullet and he's driving like a purple muscle car. And I'm like, I'm into that. I can dig Kyle Gallner in this movie. He's great. So.
All right, right on. All right, for everybody out there watching, listening, please leave us your comments, your thoughts on Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka and the first poster and trailer for Scream, aka Scream 5. So yeah, let us know your comments below.
And let us know how to pronounce Scream Queen Neve or Neve Campbell's name, please.
Is it Neve or Nev? Please let us know. But thank you all for listening. This has been Backlot Breaking News. We will drop these whenever breaking news happens, so be on the lookout for those on Facebook and YouTube. For Sam Lenz, I am Casey Kelderman. Thank you all for listening, watching, and subscribing. We'll talk to you later. Bye.